here we are once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. William Lavell, and this is The Art of Change. This is actually Chapter 1, Verse 3.5. Joining me, as always, is my friend, my associate, my confidant, Mr. J.C. Dykes, Jr. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm driving along, working like usual.
A man that always has to stay busy, always has to be, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Idle hands in the devil's playground.
That's, hands that are in motion can also be the devil's plaything, Mr. Dykes.
True. As long as I'm earning a paycheck, I don't care what I'm doing.
The reason why this episode is 3.5, as far as the verses go, and not 4, is because we are still on the same subject of where William Lavell began to develop. One of the whole story, I'm starting from the beginning. It's the best way to tell any story. Last episode I talked about how I actually came up with the name William Lavell, as it was not so much as that I came up with it, but how I just simply removed the name that I normally use within my full legal name. I just dropped out the Randy, I dropped out the Hicks, and I meshed together the William Lavell, and it fit perfectly. It was somebody that I could identify with, that was deep down inside me, somebody that just reminded me of my father. An individual that would actually stand up for himself and speak his mind, whether others believed he was right or if he was wrong. He was still going to speak up, and he was still going to do what he felt was right. Wasn't the most lawful of individuals, but he did what he did to make sure his goals were accomplished, that his ideas were met. And it feels good. It feels good to finally be able to unleash what has been building up inside of me for so many years. And I began doing that behind a screen, on a keyboard. I began speaking of WVCW upon its inception, and I came across one particular individual who I've known for quite some time, and I could see something was missing from him. And he was... I should have just very well left the beast alone and walk away. But I could not. This was the first time that I saw a piece of my environment that needed change, and I was compelled to make that change happen. And so I focused on a man by the name of Mad Dog David Lynch. Because at the time, he was nothing more than he is now. He's soft. He's a teddy bear. He's funny. We get it. You can't be the tough guy anymore. That's fine. But you owe it to yourself to be the vicious animal that we all deserve to see the vicious animal that you once were, the vicious animal that you needed to go back to. These are the words that I spoke to that man, Mr. Lynch. And of course, it created a little bit of a strain. At the time, he did not know that the person sitting behind the keyboard was actually a man that stood just feet away from him within the very same ring, wearing a striped shirt. But now the cat's out of the bag. Mr. Lynch knows exactly who Wiliam Lavell is. And the thing about it is that I have known who David Lynch has been all along. But he refuses to try. This is why we are still on 3.5, because we need to hear the voice of the man one last time. We need to hear the entire story. We need to hear both sides of the coin. We will get to that, but there are still a few lingering questions I have from him from 2 weeks ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you right now a man who obviously needs no introduction. Mad Dog David Lynch. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm feeling better. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
Good. Thank you for having me back.
It's wonderful having you here, sir. Now, this weekend, we have the WVCW Hall of Fame ceremonies, and there are 3 individuals being inducted this Saturday night at the Princeton Rec Center.
Mm-hmm.
The first of which is a man that everybody knows, as anybody that's anybody that's been a fan of independent professional wrestling in West Virginia knows the man, Jimmy Valiant. What are your thoughts of Mr. Valiant going into the class of 2013, Mr. Lynch?
I think it's about time. I think he should have been one of the first ones inducted into the Hall of Fame, quite frankly. Boogie is a living legend. He's imparted his knowledge and expertise to more people than I've probably met. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a WWE Hall of Famer, and he deserves the respect.
Have you ever had any physical encounters with Mr. Valiant?
No, I've never been fortunate enough to be able to get in the ring with the man.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to another individual that I'm sure you know very well, Mr. Mark Canterbury. Can you indulge us with your thoughts on this individual, please?
Mark Canterbury, also known as Henry Godwin. He was, 2-time WCW Tag Team Champion and a 2-time or 3-time WWE Tag Team Champion. Well, it was 2 or 3 times that he held the WWE title with his partner.
Well, what about your personal feelings toward the man? I know that you've the two of you know each other.
I've known Mark for many years. I've traveled many miles on the road with him. A couple of years ago, he was in a terrible car accident, and we didn't think he was going to make it. But he pulled through. He's getting stronger. I don't think he's able to actively wrestle anymore. I haven't spoken to him for a little while. I'm Not exactly sure where he is at the moment, frankly. But I like the guy. He has my respect.
And last but not least, within this class, we have an individual that we focused on. I didn't mean to to give praise to one individual and make it seem like the other two are insignificant, because they're not insignificant. They are individuals that have gone out and actually made a name for themselves that people remember. And not only that, they have been able to actually still stay grounded within all this. So make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, all three individuals are very deserving. None is more deserving than any of the others. With that being said, there's one individual that I'm sure you definitely know. I'm sure that you have many crazy stories about. I know that he too has a very special place in your heart. Mr. Gene Madrid, to everybody else, Gypsy Joe.
I personally feel very honored that I had the opportunity to meet the man, to get to know him, and to actually get in the ring and wrestle with him several times before his retirement. It's really, really difficult to find words to describe my admiration for that man. If anybody deserves it, he does, and he deserves the gratitude of every single person that's listening to this show, every single person that's watching it on television, and every single person that climbs through the ropes as a professional wrestler. They all owe their gratitude to that man.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The breakdown of the WVCW Class of 2013 Hall of Fame inductees from none other than Mad Dog David Lynch. Now, before we get into the real meat and potatoes of this interview, Mr. Lynch, there is an individual on the line right now who I neglected the last time that you were on with us. He is an individual that you have faced before. He's an individual that you know as well. And the two of you have had your battles. I have been within the ring while you two had your battles. And that is what has always led me to believe you to be just this animalistic beast. He is the catalyst. J.C. Dykes was the catalyst in all of this. Is what started between me and you. And so it's very fitting that if we're telling the timeline, that we go ahead and we bring in Mr. J.C. Dykes Jr. right now, and perhaps he has a few words that he would like to speak to you or ask of you even. J.C.?
Fire away.
David, a lot of people have been around me have known this, and I've let it be known to David many times. The first time I met David Lynch was at Greenbrier East High School in 1996 at an independent show. I walk up. I'd recognized him because I'd seen him out on the streets of Lewisburg quite a few times. And the first thing I hear him say is he looks over at Super Mario and goes, God, I just want to beat the hell out of that guy. And me being young, being stupid, and being like his biggest fan, that's what I had put on an autograph. At my scrapbook that I still have to this day, there is an autograph in there that says, I'm going to beat the hell out of that guy, Mad Dog David Lynch. And I told Mr. Lavell last time you were on that I regretted not getting to ask you something. But we talked to you about music last time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit about a band called Fathead Monster?
Fat-Headed Monster was a band that I was in. We were together, I think, for the better part of 10 years. We were one of the Budweiser True Music bands. We played every place that they'd let us set up. We had a bit of a following at one point. And then as it often happens with musicians, we just kind of fell apart, went our separate ways. And, that's about all I've got to say about that. That it was fun while it lasted.
I could also come out and say that I feel slightly responsible for David Lynch coming back to the scene in West Virginia independent wrestling. I'm not for sure. 2007.
Say again, I couldn't hear you.
Did we
You're breaking up.
lose?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back up on the interstate, guys. Give me 1 second. Y'all still there?
Yes, we're still here, Mr. Dykes.
All right. I feel partially responsible for Mad Dog David Lynch coming back onto the West Virginia independent chain. I don't know if he remembers this the way I remember it, but I'm pretty sure it was in the summer of 2007. We were doing an outdoor show for Mountain State at Williamsburg, West Virginia, and they put us in a field, in a baseball field, during a thunderstorm, with the locker room pretty much being 1.5 miles at least away from the ring, where we had to take a four-wheeler to the ring.
I remember that.
I
refereed that show, I believe.
Yeah. Our only referee had quit, but not bothered to tell us that he did quit. So here we are panicking without a referee, and I remembered a couple weeks before that you were in Union with Steve Ramsey. I walked straight out to the field, walked right up to him, and I asked him, Mr. Lynch, would you be willing to referee this? He said, yeah, fine. Find me a shirt. I'll find some shoes. And I was one of the only hometown bad guys to go on that show that day against Ricky Shane. Both of us young rookies out in the field. It's thunder, and we're in a metal ring. There's people at metal bleachers. It just smelled like catastrophe. And the first thing, it had to be like my fifth or sixth match. I step in the ring, and the first thing Mad Dog comes over and says is, "Dan, those are some cool boots. Where did you get those?" And I couldn't keep a straight face. And after that, he's been around ever since in one way, shape, or form. What my question to lead up to that is, what caused you to leave the first time?
I was having really bad back problems. I was working 3 part-time jobs, not counting being in the band and wrestling and all the other things that I was doing, and my back went out on me, and my right leg was completely paralyzed for about 6 months. And I never knew during the entire time. I didn't know if the feeling was ever going to come back in my leg, if I'd ever regain use of it. The doctors didn't know what to tell me, other than, I needed to stop doing all the things that I was doing. So I took a hiatus and let my back heal up.
You traveled all over with Scotty McKeever. I remember the very first story you told me, and I wanted to see if you would be able to tell it to the listeners, about you and Scotty driving, him always falling asleep, and the time you got behind a tractor and trailer and literally scared to live without him.
Well, it's nothing to people that have ridden with me, that have had me in their vehicle, that if we're in the car for very long, I fall asleep. If I'm not driving, I fall asleep. I sleep better in a car than I do in a bed. Every time we'd be driving down the road and I'd start to drift off, McKeever he'd tap on the brakes and go, just to get a reaction out of me. Well, after about the, second 100th time, it didn't even bother me anymore. And every time he'd fall asleep in the car, I'd never mess with him. I was waiting for my spot, and one day I found it. We were going down the interstate, doing probably a little better than the speed limit, and he was asleep in the passenger seat beside me, and I saw a rig hauling another rig like they do piggyback, but it was pulling it backwards. So I catch up to it, and I'm right there behind it, and I kind of tap on the brakes and scream at the top of my lungs, "Oh my God, Scotty, I'm sorry!" And he woke up and saw the truck right there. I was doing 70 miles an hour, and he screamed like a little girl, and asked me to stop the car. When I stopped the car, he got out of the car, and I can't remember if he urinated or if he threw up. I don't remember specifically. Did one of those two things. Got back in the car, and we went down the road, and he didn't say anything for the longest time, and I finally looked at him, and I said, "So, are you going to mess with me anymore while I'm trying to sleep?" And his response was simple, 2 words, "No, sir." But yeah, I'll never forget the look on his face. That was fun.
Good stuff. I really don't know what else to ask. I got one more question, and I'll turn it back over to William. Do you remember the very first time me and you worked a match in Bud, West Virginia for Halloween?
In Bud for Halloween, I do believe so. Did I have a manager at the time? Huh?
No, but you had a pair of foam or rubber devil horns that you wore to the ring.
Oh, the horns. The hard,
yeah.
They were hard rubber. Yeah, I speared you with the horns. I remember that. Yeah.
So he not only speared me with the horns, he did a diving headbutt, and somehow one of the horns got stuck in my jugular vein. And I had 2 moments of, oh shit, I got stabbed in the jugular vein, and the other moment, I'm going to die in the ring with David Lynch.
You didn't bleed that much.
I didn't bleed that much, but when a horn gets stuck in the side of your neck, you just have one of those moments that, shit, I'm going to die in the Wyoming County.
I've had that feeling every time I've gone to Wyoming County.
So thank you for your time. I'm going to keep listening in. I'll let Mr. Lavell get back to his agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Dyke.
Those 2 things. You're welcome, man.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dykes. I really do appreciate that. Again, I do apologize for not allowing you the privilege to ask Mr. Lynch your questions on the last episode.
Your show, man. I'll follow your lead.
Oh, no. You don't understand, Mr. Dykes. This is not the William Lavell show. This is not anything to do with just me. This is our show, Mr. Dykes. This is our show, Mr. Lynch. This is the show that belongs to all of us that want it. And as long as you agree, eventually agree, because that's the whole point. It's for lack of a better term, it's manipulation. It's the art of change. It's how beautifully you can turn the most ugly pile of refuse into an amazing masterpiece. That's what this is all about. I want to get it back to that glory that it once had, and further and beyond. As long as you agree with that. If that's what you desire, if that's what you wish for WVCW, if that's what you wish for independent professional wrestling, period, then this is the podcast for you. If you want to see everything succeed to your wildest dreams, this is where you need to start. I am not the end game. We are not the end game. But this is a good place to start thinking for answers. And to change the mindset of the people that are drooling in the stands. I want to get back the rabid fans that we once were, not the simple sheep that baa on cue. I want my old fans back. WVCW deserves its own fans back. But we'll get them. We'll get them back. Because again, I'm bringing change. And if you still don't understand, then keep listening. Now, with that being out of the way again, this is our show. This is my show. This is your show, Mr. Dykes, and Mr. Lynch. This is your show as well. So I want you to tell me, after all this time, I want you to confess to everybody listening right now, why? Why did you not accept my proposal for change? Why did you not give in and become the beast that you are? Why did you continue to pander to the people that cared nothing about you and that were only there to see a Billy Lit? They were only there to see a Ryan Edmonds. They were only there to see a Sabu. Yet you pander to those people. I tell you, stop. You don't understand what you're doing to yourself. I tried to give. I'm not one for to reach out and take someone by the side and have a gentle conversation with them. I can't do it. I have to be brutally honest with you each and every single time, and that's what I'm doing now, just as I was then. Why, Mr. Lynch?
Well, it's a very good question, Mr. Lavell. I don't consider myself pandering to anybody. I go in there and do what I enjoy doing. I don't see where it would behoove me or independent wrestling as a whole to get into the ring and pull somebody's eyeball out or bite somebody's nose off or viciously attack them. I can do those things. I've done those things in the past. And pushed to a certain point, I would do it again without hesitation. But to me, personally, I find it to be more entertaining to me to go into the ring and have a good time as opposed to going into the ring and hurting somebody to the point where they can't continue to pursue their dream of being a wrestler in the ring. I could do that. I know I could. I've done it before in the past. But I suppose people do mellow with age. And I'm getting near the end of my run, and I know it. I'm an older man. This is a young man's game. And when it hurts more to lace up the boots than it actually does to get into the ring and take a bump, that's when it's time for me to stop. I don't think I'm pandering to these people. I think that I am I'm pandering to myself is what I'm doing. I've never cared really one way or the other what anybody thinks of me. I do what I do because it's what I want to do, not because somebody else thinks that I should do it this way or somebody suggests that I do it that way. I do what I do to satisfy me and me alone.
You do what you do to satisfy you. That is entirely selfish of you, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, it is.
There are people out
there
that
deserve... And you know what? Go ahead.
No, please. I want to know what. I want to know why. Why do you take this selfish attitude? Why do you take this and not give the people what they actually want?
It's not entirely selfish.
You're just taking from yourself. You're just out there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Well, the old fans that I remember, of WVCW, the true fans that once existed within WVCW, that's what they would have wanted. That's what they came to see. They didn't come to see somebody wanting to have a good time in the ring and wanted to laugh and cheer and dance around. No, the old fans didn't want that. The old fans, they wanted somebody to come out there and be the best every time that they are in the ring. They wanted people to walk into that ring and do their thing for their hard-earned money. That's what they wanted. They wanted to see two competitors just eat each other alive. That's what they paid to see. And now they cheer
Mr. Lavell,
for comedians.
If you talk to anybody that's ever been in the ring with me, they'll tell you that they are probably grateful to the fact that I'm not the same person I used to be, that I'm not the guy that when I went into an arena, the promoter would come up to me and say, hey, man, I'll pay you another $150 if you break this guy's arm. I would go do that. Hey, man, this guy dating my sister and he roughed her up. I want you to put him in the hospital. I've done that. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the guys that I get into the ring with, if not all of them, would be thankful for the fact that I really don't have anything to prove to anybody in this business. I don't have anything to prove to anybody in this sport. I've done the things that I've done, and I'm proud of the things that I've done. Some of them not so much, but for the most part, I'm proud of the things that I've done. I've done things that a lot of the guys in the locker room today will never be able to say that they've done. How many of them are going to be able to say that they've gone to Memphis and worked for USWA? How many of them are going to be able to say that they've gone and they've worked for WCW or Smoky Mountain Wrestling or Ozark Mountain Wrestling or any one of the other hundreds of promotions that I've worked for that have television? Not a lot. I don't have anything to prove. If I decide that I want the belt, I'll go after the belt. If I decide that my tag team partner and I need to have the tag team titles, then we'll have them. It's really that simple.
If you decide.
Yeah.
If you decide. So in other words, you decide the fate of not only yourself, but another individual.
No, that's up to him. His fate's up to him.
Oh, no.
Let's be my tag team partner. If he decides he wants to be my tag team partner and he wants to have the belts just as badly as I do, then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but if you don't want the belts, then why? Why would he even try for you? Maybe, just maybe, Mr. Lynch. Maybe you're finally, maybe I'm actually starting to come around to this whole selfish attitude of yours. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Okay, I understand. Old dog mentality, afraid of getting put out to pasture.
Oh no, I'm not the least bit afraid to be put out to pasture. I'll go to pasture when I decide to go to pasture. You see, I still get in the ring because I enjoy it. Because I enjoy it. That's why I wrestle. Because I enjoy it. Plain and simple. To prove something to myself. I don't have anything to prove to anybody else.
But Mr. Lynch, if you know that you're going out to pasture and you can't wait for that time to come, then how grand?
No, it's not that I can't wait.
Would it be?
It's not that I can't wait.
How grand would it be to go out on top? How amazing would that be, the feeling of going out on top? To hell with this whole, if you're going out on your back. No. See,
no, when I go out, it's going to be the same way I came in. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. It's going to be what I want to do. It has nothing else to do with anyone, just me. When I decide the time is right, that's when I'll step down.
No, I understand, Mr. Lynch.
Being on top is for the people who have something to prove, for the people that are driven by their own ego. I am perfectly comfortable in my own skin. Whether I win or lose is of no consequence whatsoever to me. The only thing that I'm concerned about is thing that I'm really concerned about is me getting in the ring and doing what I want to do. I don't care about the titles. I don't care who's got the strap. I don't care who's running for the strap. I don't care who's kissing somebody's ass for the strap. I don't care. I don't care. You see, anytime I've ever won a title or held a title, it wasn't because I felt like I was the best. It was because I was the best at that moment that it took to win that title. Well, there's guys out there that are half my age, flying through the air doing stuff that I could never do. But on the same note, as I said before, I've done things that they'll never do. The circle of life, man. A door closes, a window opens. We all strut and fret our moment upon the stage, and then we have to step out of the spotlight. It's a natural progression. It happens to all of us. Some people like guys that have been around for forever and, are slowing down and can't perform the way they used to. Well, that's when it's time to go. Hulk Hogan should have done it years ago.
I'm pretty sure you're going to get a very resounding yes from many of our listeners.
Should be from everyone that's listening.
Oh, I am in agreement.
When I step down, it's going to be on my own terms. I don't feel I don't have the ego that makes me feel like I have to be on top. I don't have the ego that pushes me to go in the ring and be vicious to people when simply wrestling them is enough for me. I don't. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that I've gone into the ring with the intention of hurting somebody and hurting them and walking away. Wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. It's not a big deal to me. The big deal to me is satisfying myself, because in the end, that's all you have is yourself. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate the fans, because I do. If it weren't for them, none of us would be able to do the thing that we love to do. And whether they decide they want to cheer me, whether they want to boo me, whether they laugh at my jokes or not, is entirely up to them. And the way they react to me is how they satisfy themselves. What I do satisfies me. I mean, if you want that the next TV taping I can get in the ring with somebody and just leave them laying, what would that accomplish for me? What would that prove to anybody? What would it prove? It proves something that I already know. It proves something that I already know. What difference does it make? After I retire, what's going to happen is people are still going to wrestle. Guys are still going to get in the ring. You're still going to have people that are in there driven purely by their own egos and their lust for money and power. And you're going to have people that get in the ring simply because they love it. And you're going to have people that shouldn't be in the ring because they've got their heads so far up their own asses, or that of the promoter. I don't fall into any of those categories. I'm there to satisfy myself. If the crowd likes it, wonderful. If they don't like it, they can boo me. It doesn't hurt my feelings, and it doesn't change my attitude, and it doesn't make me feel any differently about myself.
You know, you have really, really turned me around, Mr. Lynch. I understand now. I see the angle. Everybody else might not, but I understand. I completely and totally understand. You have my entire blessing, Mr. Lynch. And if there's any way that myself or my associates can assist you in this way.
I know who to put out first and who to wait on. I try to get her about this time. Sometimes you don't always.
Just let me know, and we'll be able to accommodate you.
Well, Mr. Lavell, anytime you or any of your stable mates, I suppose you could call them, want to get in the ring with me,
associates.
I'm ready.
They are my associates. They are my associates.
Fine. That's fine. Associates, gang members, partners in crime, whatever you want to call yourself, that's fine with me. But you know, you can look at me from a distance and you can say, well, that old man's a joke. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. You want to prove it to yourself that I'm a joke? Get in the ring with me.
Oh, we do. We have nothing to prove on you, Mr. Lynch. You've already done yourself much more harm than we could ever do.
I doubt that.
Hey.
But I do. We are running a little bit short on time, Mr. Lynch. I do appreciate you joining us once again.
Thank you for having me.
I understand if things might have got a little bit personal for you, but I did warn you.
No, quite all right.
Quite
all right.
In all honesty. I was going to be absolutely honest with you. I appreciate that about you. That's one of the things that led me to you in the first place, is the fact that you're just completely and entirely open to everybody that's sitting around in a locker room. Even a skinny shirt 2 times too big for him, shoes, they're brown, they belong to Billy Litt, brown belt, pants too big, yet you're back there cracking jokes with me. You're back there trying to encourage me.
Because you're there for the same reason I was there, because you love it. And that's what it boils down to. And you want things to change because of your love and your passion for what we do. And I can't fault you on that. I don't agree with the means, but I can't fault you for your feelings or your drive or what your motivations are. Can't fault you a bit for that. But you're there for the same reason that everybody that puts on a pair of boots and steps to the ropes is there for. Because God knows we're not doing it for the money. We're doing it because we love it. Plain and simple.
Very poignant words, Mr. Lynch. And again, I do appreciate our time on here. I would like to have you again
anytime.
Up here sometime down the line. I always enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Dykes, do you have anything else to say to Mr. Lynch?
Not really. I mean, you pretty much covered everything, and I'll say, like I've said to Mr. Lynch before, we've met up in the past. We've met up, we'll probably meet up in the future, and you never know, we might meet up in the present. And every time I take him to the limit, he takes me to the limit. But one day, he's not going to be able to take anybody to the limit. He knows it.
No, that's absolutely true. But here's the thing. You'll reach that point as well.
Maybe.
No, there's no maybe. No matter how hard you fight it and how long you put it off, Father Time gets the 3 count in the end.
I'll agree with you on that. I have one request before you leave.
All right.
As a personal favor to me, would you do us the honor of singing Old Canada to Mr. Lavell?
I don't know the words.
Well, sing something to Mr. Lavell. He's never got to hear you really sing. I have on many, many road trips. I've woke up in my house with you singing along with the TV.
Well, I tell you what, I'll sing the national anthem at the show Saturday. How about that? I've got kids sleeping in the other room. I've got kids sleeping in the other room, and if I start singing, you're not going to be able to hear it because it's too loud. I'll be too loud, and the phone's not going to be able to handle it.
So you are saying that you are going to sing the national anthem this Saturday at the Princeton Rec Center?
Sure.
Oh, well, okay.
Sure.
I'm sure that
if the promoters will allow me to do it, I'd be happy to.
If the promoters do not allow you to do it, I will go out there personally and make sure that it happens.
I'll go stand in front of the building and sing it. I don't have a problem with that either.
I would like very much to see it, to hear this. You have a wonderful rendition of the national anthem, and it is something that should be heard each and every single time that.
Well, thank you.
I'd rather.
I don't put in a bunch of notes that don't belong there, and I can remember the words. So there you go.
All right, again, Mr. Lynch, I do thank you for being here with us tonight, and
thank you for having me.
Look forward to seeing you again this Saturday at the Princeton Rec Center as WVCW presents the 2013 WVCW Hall of Fame event. Mr. Lynch, I bid you adieu.
Good night.
Mr. Dykes. Very, interesting. I have to say it is. We have much to discuss concerning Mr. Lynch. So that is something that we will get together with come this Saturday as well.
Very well.
Now, moving on. We're 21 minutes past our 30-minute advertised time. We're just keeping on rolling here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Tell me, Mr. Dykes.
Yeah.
What has pissed you off this past week?
Oh, anything and everything, man. From the press breaking down and me getting out of the dock late, to the weather, to trying to get everything in motion for the Golly Bridge show, to going to work and give a drug test because somebody thought it'd be a fun idea to turn everybody in on our dock for being drug users. It's been a pretty climatic week. Luckily, I haven't killed or choked anybody out. I didn't get to really talk about it. We did the shows for CWA, which we talked about last week. I was going to do them. We did those this past weekend.
And how did the event turn out?
Well, I luckily come out on top. I mean, in the town of Bradshaw, I beat their own hometown hero, some kid in what looked like Great Pumpkin pajamas named Chaos. I was able to beat him in front of his own hometown, which really had a population of like 15 and not a full 17 anywhere in the crowd. I did tag with a elusive fellow that I've tagged with before named the Dark Patriot. The Dark Patriot, on the other hand, he screwed up big time. Not only did he blow an opportunity to show me something, he also lost CWA heavyweight title to the Mighty Hojo. And no, not to make that even worse, we go to the next town 20 miles over for their town fair in Yeager, and he goes out and he beats the hometown hero, the hometown hero wins. The ring announcer announces the Dark Patriot because he didn't see the roll-up. Then he reverses the decision, all while Hojo sticks his nose in our business. Then backstage, I don't know what possessed him, Hojo just roughed me up, so I had to go out and manage the Dark Patriot and the Cult Classic Chris Pepper. We made a I don't know, it's not a return, he made a triumphant freaking impact in getting two Jaegers to be there by my side to take on Chaos and Hojo, which I think the referee was blind. He missed a lot of things, and the next time we are in McDowell County, I vow to take that world title off the Mighty Hojo. Other than that, I mean, it's just normal everything. I mean, we got the TV taping coming up. I personally have got some news that I cannot break. I got some surprises for the network. I have a it's like an early Christmas. I would say Christmas. What do the Canadians celebrate? Is it Christmas, Boxing Day? What is
Boxing Day?
I have you an early Boxing Day gift. It's an extreme gift. You're gonna freak when you see it. I think you'll like it. It only comes in one size, unfortunately, but I think that you'll really appreciate what I got. You have to wait till Saturday. I can't give you any more answers, clues, or anything like that. But just wait till Saturday. You'll be pleasantly surprised and thankful for this gift I got for Boxing Day.
Well, I would like to thank you in advance, Mr. Dykes. That is very generous of you.
Hey, you did a lot for me. It's time for me to start giving back to the network.
Now, on a personal note, again, I hate to sound sappy. I hate to sound as if I have a soft spot, or as if any of us have a soft spot. Because just earlier I was mentioning to David Lynch that I think it would be a good idea for him to actually walk into a ring and rip somebody's eyeball out. I thought that would be great to see. That's entertainment. That is blood sport. That is what the public wishes to see. They want to see somebody going out there and just giving everything that they can to win the match. But again, I digress. You are, well, not so much you, but the PTA, should I say, that the mighty J.C. Dykes Jr. belongs to. Apparently you guys are holding an event at Golly Bridge on November 2nd. Can you elaborate on the event, please?
My offspring, my only child, my little girl Emma, is attending preschool at Golly Bridge Elementary, and with them being a small Fayette County school, they don't quite get the funding that the other schools like Valley and, any other ones in Fayette County get. I mean, they're a small school. There's probably less than 300 or 400 kids there going from kindergarten or pre-K to, I think, fifth grade. And they're trying every single thing in their power to raise money because they need new playground equipment. And the playground equipment that the principal has found is costly. It's not the fact that he's trying to find the most costly. He found the most safe, the most durable, just all around weather resistant, something that will last longer than probably me and you. Because the equipment they've had has been there probably since, my grandparents were in school. I mean, it's been fixed up, painted, just like with any old thing that's flying around. Not to dig on Mad Dog Lynch, you only put so many bolts and screws and coat the paint on something before, eventually it's going to disintegrate. So my wife attends all the PTO meetings possible. I try to if I'm not asleep. They've been doing everything from selling cookies, magazine subscriptions, to bake sales. And somebody brought up restaurants, lo and behold. And that was one of the PTO meetings I was not at. I get a phone call, half asleep, where my wife says, you need to get out here now. Lo and behold, within a month, we're having November 2nd. We're having live wrestling in Golly Bridge. Tickets went on sale today, $5 in advance. You can get $1 off the advance ticket and $1 off at the door, and $7 at the door the night of the event. You can get $1 off with a unopened, non-perishable item, food, box, can, that we can donate to a local pantry. Really, I mean, there's not much more to say to this show. We've got all sorts of things have been announced and signed for it. Not only do you have, a grudge match between that St. Clair guy that I'm calling Powder Puff versus number one George South, one of the greatest men to be in our company. You also have a student of mine taking on a student of George's and Bennett Conley versus Barrett Holt. And anybody that's seen their match on TV, if I wasn't, such a, I'm not sure how to describe myself in this, if I wasn't such a stand-up guy, conceited at times, I would vote for that for match of the year that faces me winning the television title over the mighty Hogan.
Mr. Dykes, are you there? Mr. Dykes?
There's that, yes.
We kind of lost you there for a little bit. We lost you.
That's what I figured. I was just talking more about the show we're doing on the 2nd. Not only do we have, that St. Clair Powder Puff guy takes on number 1 George South, one of the greatest men. We also have one of my students versus one of Mr. South's students, and Benny Concy versus Baron Bullard in a return match from television. And, the kids that get to come to this are going to get to see something very special. Like I said, if I wasn't such a conceited prick, I would vote for that for match of the year. But honestly, me beating the Mighty Hojo to be our television champion was more important in my heart. But I think Benny and Baron is close second. Then somehow the board of directors thinks it'd be a great thing for number 4 or number 5 with me versus Hojo once again in front of this crowd. These are school-age children of what they're thinking.
I want to stop right there.
Okay.
When were you informed of this?
When I received the poster in the mail.
Why is this the first I am hearing of this?
That's you. And it's, I don't know. You know how the board of directors are. I say I'll take on all comers. Apparently, all comers just means Hojo. That's the only person I've been able to defend this title against. Hopefully, if you learn it. At the studio.
So, in other words, you learn that you're facing the Mighty Hojo via a poster in the mail, and I don't even know anything about it, and I'm supposed to get everything before you?
I know. That's what I'm saying, man. They're slowly and truly, just because of some of the things that we've done, is unjust and really displeased them that they decided to take this action.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at something here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, listen. Okay. All right. No, Mr. Dykes. The one thing I can guarantee you right now, that it is not going to be for the television championship. Because I have a letter in front of me concerning the quote-unquote war incident where I was officially dismissed as a professional wrestling referee for making the contest you have to make your opponent pretty much you have to make your opponent be counted out type of match. Which, let's be honest, let's call a spade. That wasn't supposed to happen like that. I went in there, I manipulated the situation to get what we needed to see. What everybody needed to see.
All I've seen was you were in possession of items to make a flammable, like a fireball, and you disposed of them. If Hojo's face got in the way of that fireball, that is not on us. At all.
I like your way of thinking, Mr. Dykes. But, as I was saying before, though, it reads right here. They cannot take any ramification. I cannot be fined over that situation because of the fact that the TV title was never supposed to be on the line in the first place because it was not on television. So you know what that means, Mr. Dykes? Come Golly Bridge, your championship title is not on the line. You have nothing to fear. Your championship title, your television championship title, is not going to be on the line. So there is no way that the ogre or his keeper or the WVCW board of directors will be able to get their hands on your property. So there is...
That's a big
There-
salary
there-
leap.
there's-
It says card subject to change. I'm kind of glad of that because when I pulled the poster out of the envelope and it said title match, I'm sitting there thinking, how? Are we going to keep it up there? I mean,
it's another example. It's just another example of the resistance, the continued aggressive resistance from the WVCW Board of Directors against something that what have we really done? What have we really, is anybody hurt because of us? Well, so Stephen Michaels, and Hojo. But come on, the Mighty One was still there the next night in Princeton. Of course, he had to wear a mask. He had to wear a protective shield over his face. But what have we really done? Who have we really hurt in all of this? We've hurt the pride of the WVCW Board of Directors because they don't want the public to actually want true wrestlers. That's what it's all about. It's all about true wrestling. They don't want the people to see that. They don't want to let the people see the absolute bloodlust, the absolute athleticism, the absolute decimation of insignificant, right now I'm just I apologize for that outburst. I've been seeing Mr. Dr. Mortenstein for the last couple of weeks, and then I'm trying this anger management deal, and okay. All is calm. All is well. I apologize for the outburst. I apologize for the ramblings. Deep breaths. In and out. Mr. Dykes, are you still with us? I guess it is just me. Just me to sit here and talk to the rest of you about what I want to talk about. So we're going to kind of switch gears right now. We're going to talk about something that's pretty much in the Nerdy 30s repertoire. I hate to steal off of them or try to piggyback off of them, but that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm stealing an idea that I've heard of theirs, and I'm bringing it to me. If any of the members of the Nerdy 30s have a problem with that, then they can gladly just call my lawyer, and I'm sure things will get settled quite well after that. So, Grand Theft Auto 5. I got the game on launch day, and it was pretty much everything I expected it to be. It was an upgrade to Grand Theft Auto 4, for those of you that have played it. The cars handled a whole lot better. The gunning mechanics, again, much better, much more improved. The storyline was just completely, absolutely amazing. So much stuff to do in between everything. It's what you expected from Grand Theft Auto 4 when it first came out. But after playing 4 for a while, you realize that there was something missing. Well, in Grand Theft Auto 5, it all came back. Everything that you wanted in Grand Theft Auto 4 is in Grand Theft Auto 5. And then October 1st happened. The big GTA Online launch. And of course, everything just went straight to hell. Server problems, massive bugs, both across the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation platforms. It was an absolute mess. And for me personally, I've always been a fan of Grand Theft Auto, the entire series. While I never owned a PlayStation, I did play the PlayStation for the simple fact of Grand Theft Auto 3 while I was at a friend's house. I did not play. I played San Andreas, and then of course 4. But before it all, the first Grand Theft Auto game that I played was Grand Theft Auto 2, and I played it on the Sega Dreamcast. Still, the Dreamcast is my favorite platform of all time. That's not a work. That's simply a shoot. There was so much potential with that. The games were good. They were clear. They were crisp. But again, I digress. Grand Theft Auto 2 was great. It was a top-down view. You drove around in cars. You stole them from people. You could actually see them just yanking people out, getting in the car. And this was back in 97, 98, maybe 99. Hell, it might have been 2000. I was young and stupid back then, so trust me, my memory's not too clear of the occurrences of those years. But so much reminiscing. But again, Grand Theft Auto series, dating back from Grand Theft Auto 2 all the way up till now, it's a vast improvement. And just to see them have such horrible problems during the online launch, it was actually kind of more of a, I felt like a personal attack because of everything that happened. People would bitch about it online, and I would see those responses, and I would get riled up, but I would say nothing because of the fact that they were right. So I am a defender of what I feel is right. So I held on, and finally the patch came out. Grand Theft Auto Online launched, and we stepped into a world that was just completely and totally, utterly batshit crazy. The added element of player control, you and 15 other individuals in one county, along with NPCs, every available vehicle, even added jets. It's just an amazing experience, and especially as you go up higher in rank, next thing you know, you got a $9,000 bounty on your head from somebody that you don't even know, and you're running around. You have 15 other people chasing you around because they want money, and it just came out of nowhere. It's complete randomness of it all. I know it sounds like I'm gushing about this game, but it truly is. Well, first off, it truly is not for anybody that is mature enough to handle the content. There is nudity, there is sexual situations, there is drug use, of course there is language. But if you're an adult and you're able to buy this game, I highly do recommend it. Just don't be one of those creeps that gets so sucked into the game that they want to make real life. They want to twist reality into what they perceive should be. Well, then again, maybe that is a good idea. Isn't that what I'm doing? Twisting reality to suit my own means? Nah. I'm simply untwisting reality from what WVCW and its board of directors have twisted. Mr. Dykes.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
I hope I am. It's
You do realize that we are 47 minutes past the close of the show. And we have lost Mr. Dykes. It seems we have a caller right now, and I know exactly who this caller is. He's an individual that I know very well. He's an individual that has not been getting the direct respect that he deserves. But he is getting the respect. Little by little. Not as much as he deserves, but he's still gaining it. Much like that movie, that one movie that was never a big hit. Never really went anywhere in the theaters. And then it came out on VHS or DVD or Google or wherever movies come out from these days. And it gains a following. And it gains a big enough following for it to be called a cult classic. Ladies and gentlemen, I have on the line with me a very much so a cult classic. Mr. Chris Keffer, how are you doing today?
Fine. Doing absolutely fine until I turned into the Nerdy 30s podcast earlier and heard them jerks cracking jokes. You see,
yes.
I want to go ahead and answer a question that was asked last week because, I mean, they want to say that they don't know what this change we're bringing is, that they don't understand. Clearly we've put it out there for them. The cards have been on the table the whole time. It's not my fault that their brains have been, unable to comprehend the concept of what is going on in the ring. If they would just open their eyes and see that what we're doing is not only a physical change, but it's a mental change. When I faced Ryan Edmonds and the War Machine hit me with my own flag and cost me the WVCW heavyweight title, I didn't bitch and moan for a rematch. No. I sit back, cool, calm, and collected until I got hurt. Of course, I took a little bit of time off. But since then, I've sit back and I've evaluated myself, and I've realized, I needed to stand up for myself. I needed to take charge of what happened, and I needed to come back and somehow get a rematch for the WVCW heavyweight title one day. I'm not saying it's going to be anytime soon, but it will be in the near future. Somewhere down the road in my run in WVCW, I will hold the WVCW heavyweight title again. and there's not a damn person that's going to stand in my way.
Good, Mr. Keffer. You see, you understand, people. Do you understand that this is a man that has achieved the goal before? No, you don't understand that, because he has been buried away, lost in the vaults of time. But he has been found.
Classic.
Exactly. And I have uncovered you. And I brought you back to light because I believe that every single person out there needs to fully understand the glory that is Chris Keffer.
They don't understand, Mr. Hicks, Lavell, that I am the man that took the gold from the first heavyweight champion in WVCW. They don't understand that. They can't comprehend that I'm the man who sit there and put asses in the seats during the first few months of WVCW. Me and Billy Litt tore the house down night after night after night until finally I took the spark right out of Mr. Electricity and have yet to see from him since.
And what do they do to you, Mr. Keffer? What is it that WVCW
I'm sorry.
does
We don't
to
have
you?
a spot for you anymore, Mr. Keffer. We don't have a spot for you this week. Maybe you should try back with us next week. Maybe you should try back with us next month. How about next year? It was 2 years. 2 years that it took me to come back to WVCW Wrestling.
And may I ask you, Mr. Keffer, who was it that opened the door for you?
Mr. William Randy Hicks Lavell.
Close.
Contacted me and asked me, do you want to see something change in your life? Do you want to see good things happen for you in the future? If so, just show up and bring your boots. So I did. I showed up and I brought my boots, and ever since, I've been bringing change. Like the Nerdy 30s have said, I've been on fire. I've been on a roll. And nothing is going to stop me.
No, nothing is going to stop any of us, Mr. Keffer. Nothing at all, because we are going to achieve our goals. And you eventually regaining your championship title is on the agenda.
And this needs to be understood. There's no disrespect to anyone in the locker room. I have no disrespect towards anyone. I just hope that they can change themselves the way that we are changing, Mr. Hicks. I hope that they understand what can become of themselves and how they can create greatness for WVCW Wrestling and bring the same change that the Lavell Network is bringing. But that's mere hopes. Hopes come and go. Let's see it happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
If we have anything to do with it, you're damn right it's going to happen. And the mere change that is so simple to see. These nerds can't pick up on it. I just don't get it. They can't pick up on this simple change. We're not bad guys. We're not criminals. We simply want to change the way that our paths went. We were sick and tired of going down that long and dusty road, hoping for a gas station, running on empty. When finally we pull in, and there you are with a full tank.
You see, that's what it is, Mr. Keffer. Unity. It's all about unity. As I spoke on if you want to get the scale even larger. Last week I spoke about different promotions coming together. Independent professional wrestlers coming together. Forming a sense of unity, a bond for all of us to share. And there's also last week been ramifications, apparently, from my point of view, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, or email. I've been hammered time and time again with the question of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy.
They think we're hypocrites.
No. It's not we. They are accusing me of hypocrisy. They are coming after me.
No,
saying that
they're accusing the network. You see, when you attack Mr. Wiliam, Randy, Hicks, Lavell, you attack the network. Whether you're speaking vocally or whether it's a physical attack. If you deal with one of us, you're dealing with the rest. We are a cohesive unit, and there's no one that's going to stop us.
Again, the unity about it all. I embrace it, Mr. Keffer. I embrace it, Mr. Dykes. And somewhere out there, Mr. Taylor, in listening land, I embrace you as well. Just as all of you have embraced me. Now, as far as the hypocrisy goes, how can we speak of unity when we openly declare war from within? That's been the big question on everybody's mind this week. It's simple. WVCW lives in its own little bubble. No little sheep can scamper out the bubble. None of the sheep herders can exit the bubble. Everybody's self-contained in this one snow globe. Well, I'm shaking that snow globe. I want to make that snow globe look like everything else. I want that snow globe to free itself. Maybe I need to smash that snow globe on the damn ground. Just to let everything within be exposed to reality. You people out there, you're going to sit there and you're going to stand behind, you're going to get behind, you're going to support, and you're going to cheer a man like Stephen Michaels. Well, I guarantee you take a man like Stephen Michaels, and I use the term man very loosely. You take that individual and you put him in another promotion somewhere else. You take him down to NWA Smoky Mountain. You put him in a ring there. And you'll see exactly what kind of goof he is. Yet you follow that goof. He inspires you. That's what it's about.
It amazes me. The hard work I put into getting into the ring each and every night that I do. And they chant for Stephen Michaels. I don't understand it. I don't understand these guys. I don't understand where they're coming from. Maybe it's the fact that Stephen Michaels is a nerd. Maybe that's the only reason these guys are following him, because it's a pack of schoolyard nerds sitting at the same table, playing with their cards and games, and cheering for only their friends because they hope it'll bring them a little bit of inspiration somewhere in their lives down the road. Well, Stephen Michaels, this is an open challenge to you. Accept it whenever. I don't care if we're in the back. I don't care if we're in the street. Hell, you can come to my job where I work outside of WVCW. Whether it's in the ring or out, Stephen Michaels, you couldn't never, ever even dream of lacing my boots.
Ah, such passion. This is what everybody needs to see. Not just from you, Mr. Keffer. Not just from you, Mr. Dykes. Not just from you, Mr. Lynch. This is what everybody needs to see from everybody. And there's some people that just don't have it.
Trust me, when I get my hands on Stephen Michaels, one way or another, I'm going to make Stephen Michaels my bag boy. Each and every show, I'll make him carry my gear, and I'll set him to the side, and I'll tell him when to get my cup of coffee, when to bring me a cigarette, or simply when to get the hell out of my way. That's a guarantee.
What are your thoughts,
Mr. Dyke? How these nerdies cheer for him, and how they praise him then. How they'll praise their little bitch boy. The only
Have you anything to add to this?
Do what?
Ease up, Mr. Keffer. Mr. Dykes, is there anything that you would like to add?
Oh, we've been joined. Okay.
No, Mr. Keffer's hitting the nail right on the head. There's not much I can really add. I'm on mute for a second. I'll be right back.
I just happened to receive a message, Mr. Keffer, and from one Mr. Tony Rife, and in essence, he said for you to quit being a bully.
A bully.
A bully.
Bully. Well, I've never been accused of being a bully. I've been bullied in my life, but I've never been accused of being a bully.
Oh, Mr. Keffer.
No, I'm just pointing out facts. I'm not trying to be a bully. I mean, in life, it just happens. If you're a nerd, you're a nerd. I mean, it's not my fault. That's the way your hand was dealt. You know, mine was a little different. I'm not saying that I'm a popular guy, but I do have better things to do in my off time.
You know who is a bully, Mr. Keffer? You know who really is truly a bully?
What are your
Mr.
thoughts? Who do you think?
Scotty Blaze. Mr. Blaze is a bully. And
I don't know if he remembers or not, but I sure remember him beating the shit out of me. My third match into my professional wrestling career. I remember it like yesterday, and I'll never forget that day. That day is burned into my brain.
Well, let's take a step back, Mr. Keffer, because I want to add to the fact that I have an interest in bullies. I am not one of these individuals that because I was small in high school, that I was one of these individuals that were continuously picked on. But I just had this fascination with them because they have little regard for another individual's well-being, emotions. All they care of is getting what they want. And they're going to use intimidation to get what they want.
Well, they can intimidate all they want.
Let's face facts. Scotty Blaze was a bully from the moment he stepped into WVCW. And yes, he did have a very unfortunate turn of events. And he does see life in a new light. You still cannot take the spots off of a leopard. Scotty Blaze is still a bully, and he's still going to bully individuals like myself because I am smaller than him. He's still going to bully individuals that he has already proven himself against. And it's not a situation of he's doing it to make himself feel better. He's bullying because he has a need to bully. That is his personality type. So I understand Scotty Blaze. I hold no ill will towards Scotty Blaze over his comments towards me or any of us. It's the way that the individual is programmed. He is a simple bully. Then he has nothing for us. Let him be. I appreciate his words. I think highly of the man. I respect the man.
Oh, I do too. Trust me. I mean, I definitely respect Scotty Blaze, and I have sit back and I've watched Scotty Blaze wrestle for more than the past, 10 to 15 years. I know who Scotty Blaze is. He's a damn good competitor, and he means everything he says. And I don't see why the nerdies are trying to stir up things between Scotty Blaze and the network. Maybe it's to get their own little shits and giggles, but, that's whatever, But like I said, I have no problem with Mr. Blaze. But, I'm gonna let you give some insight.
Well, it's simple, Mr. Keffer. It's what he does. It's his nature. Just as it's in Mr. Dyke's nature to just maim and hurt and decimate people within the ring for no other reason than pure enjoyment, even at the risk of his own body. It's what he does. It's who he is. You can't fault a man for being himself. He's not hiding behind anything. Scotty Blaze.
And I'm not saying that there's any fault to Scotty Blaze at all. Scotty Blaze is an amazing person. One way or another, you know, if you meet Scotty Blaze and you understand the true person that Scotty Blaze is, you know, he's a good guy. But he means business. I mean, that's that.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt. Again, Mr. Blaze is not on the agenda. And in a way, I am actually flattered that he would actually have words to speak about us.
Except for the fact of calling me a heifer. I don't understand that. How can I be a heifer if I have a set of balls? That's what I don't understand.
It's just childish, sophomoric, immature humor. That's all that is. It's the same thing that you would see when you would watch one of those ridiculous teen movies that came out in the 90s.
I mean, am I putting on weight? Do I look like a cow? I'm about 185 pounds. I don't think that's pretty big.
I don't believe. I don't even think at your heaviest that you would be able to qualify as a bovine. Again, they're just taking your name and just flipping out a letter. It just goes to show, you know, they have no other recourse than to use their limited imagination to respell your name. Please. Well, I've been called Willie, I've been called Billy, I've been called everything but William. And that's Mr.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I think it's hilarious. I'm just asking, you know, I mean, seriously? Come on. No, I was actually thinking the same thing as you. You know, Scotty Blaze is not on the agenda at all. But to those who are, and we know you're listening, you need to be watching your back every turn.
Not that we fear Mr. Blaze. I want to put that on record.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, you know, if I ever have to step in the ring with Scotty Blaze, I have to step in the ring with Scotty Blaze. Same way if J.C. Dykes does, he will. Same way if Kurt Taylor does, he will. We're not afraid. We'll wrestle any competitor you put in front of us because that's what we do. We don't have to be there as a cohesive unit. Singly, we can handle our own selves. So if anybody, you know, if anybody thinks that we're a weak unit, you need to check your facts.
All right. Do you have any?
I've listened to this commentary, and I've listened to him say how we scattered like chickens whenever Eric went to the top and tried to dive on us this past week on TV. But let me ask you, what do you do when a 400-pound man gets on the top rope and goes to plunge? Do you stand there and go, "Gee, George, should we let him land on us?" Or do you step back like wolves and attack your prey?
Exactly. You run. That is a smart, intelligent thing to do. You simply get yourself out of the situation so that massive individual does not land on you. And that's what we did.
When you beep a horn at a pack of wolves, they may scatter, but they're watching. And sooner or later, they're going to pounce.
Mr. Keffer, as always, it's a pleasure talking to you. But we're running short on time and we have a few other things we need to get to before we
Thanks for having me on.
end. Again, I do appreciate
the proper introduction.
As you so deservingly deserved.
And once again, thank you for having me on the show, sir, and you have a good night. I'm going to continue to listen on while you sit here and you tell these people the facts and tell these people the truth that they need to hear. So if you people out there are listening, tune those ears up a little more, because the facts are pouring out of every episode.
The whole damn company is starting to piss me off left and right. I've been on mute. I've had to mute myself. I had to check emails. Mr. Lavell, I don't know if they sent this to you or not. Is there a damn thing about who I'm defending against Saturday night?
Excuse me?
Yeah, I just got an email from the board of directors because of my actions on this show. I now have to face Mad Dog David Lynch and defend our television title again. Just like
you have to.
Send him a damn poster telling me that I'm supposed to defend a freaking house show for the kids against Hojo, who I've beat 2 other times. Now I got to take on Mad Dog just because I made a remark. What in the hell is going on? You got, like he's put, just like Keffer showed the commentary. They want to know what change is. Change needs to be all through the damn company. When you got 3 goofs, Larry, Moe, and Curly with Foster, Riffy, whatever the hell his last name is, and Tony or Jeff Griffith all sitting there, pretty much having a damn geek orgasm over Scotty Blaze coming back after a heart attack, but running us down, unbiased my ass. They want change. They're going to see change Saturday night because I'm going to euthanize the dog. That's all there is to it.
This is definitely attack. This is definitely an attack. That's fine. That's fine. Mr. Dykes, I have nothing but the most confidence in your ability to euthanize that mangy mutt once and for all. You need to go out there and finally put him to pasture as he desires. You are in direct orders, Mr. Dykes. Take Mr. Lynch out once and for all.
Very well noted. Very well noted. I can't guarantee, but I will do my best, and you know what my best will bring.
That's all you ever give me, Mr. Dykes. And that's all I've ever asked for.
Just a bunch of fools.
Oh, yes, it's absolute bullshit. See, people, once again, each and every single one of you out there listening, you have your own opinions, your own ideas. Most of you out there probably despise me. I don't care. Hate me all you wish, hate me all you want, but I'm still going to stand strong, and I am going to make my message heard, and I am going to bring about the change. And regardless of what any of you think, you know exactly what the change is going to be. But you just refuse to let yourself accept it. One day I am going to break down those walls. And you're going to understand. And you're going to become the fans you used to be. And if you were never those type of fans, then you are going to be the fans that you need to be. That is the change I am bringing. In order to bring that change, in order to change the mindset of every single individual that pays $7 to buy a ticket to walk into a WVCW event, I have to change WVCW. I have to manipulate, I have to twist, I have to contort, but in doing so, I am simply untwisting, uncontorting, and making the reality that you thought you were actually observing into the true reality that you once all so much appreciated. That is the change I am bringing. Understand that, people. Mr. Dykes, we have some time remaining. Do you have any closing comments?
My only closing comment is, come Saturday night, the board of directors can put anybody and everybody. I don't give a damn if it's the Mad Dog. I don't give a damn if it's that goof Stephen Michaels, that headbanger who now has a fondness for wearing little red panties named Daniel Halen. Anybody in the ring with me. You're going to see the psychotic, sadist son of a bitch that started with WBCW back in the beginning. They're going to see things they haven't seen since the beginning. They might see things that can be considered a hate crime. You done pissed off the wrong person by sending me an email telling me this.
Absolutely wonderful, Mr. Dykes. You see, too many times the dog has been kicked. And finally the dog snaps back. So what do? You decide to kick harder, WVCW Board of Directors. So we get more dogs. And you kick more. So we get more dogs. And now you kick again. That's fine. I guess we're going to have to find another dog to join the pack. Another mind to add to the cause. Another monkey wrench into your flawed machine. Keep that in mind, all of you. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And I'm good. All right, we have gone damn near 2 hours, Mr. Dykes. I will admit there may have been several minutes of intense rambling, but I do appreciate, whether you believe me or not, the listening ear of each and every single one of you out there. whether it be live or whether it be archived, whether it be on YouTube or what have you, or wherever this podcast may roam. To each and every single one of you out there, I do thank you for listening in. And please just take away one thing from all of this. Whether you're a believer, a skeptic, if it wasn't for change, we would all still be sitting in shit-filled diapers. When you understand that, then you will get it. For Art of Change, my name is Randy Wiliam Hicks Lavell, Mr. Keffer, if you are listening, otherwise known as William Lavell, not Willie, not Bill, not Will, William Lavell. My co-host, as always, Mr. J.C. Dykes Jr. This has been The Art of Change. Join us next week for Chapter 1, Verse 4. Until then, I bid thee adieu.